Hey everybody, what is going on? I am excited to bring today's video because it is not just a product review, but it is a product release. Brand new product done by EcoFlow. If you've just recently watched, I did a video a few weeks ago on the EcoFlow Wave, which is right here. We're actually gonna have this powered up later. Today's video is the EcoFlow Delta 2. Not just a battery. Everything that you need to know about this is the EcoFlow Delta, but we also have the extender pack as well. So we're gonna get into all of that in this video coming up right now. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, consider subscribing, would be greatly appreciated. And then also hit that notification bell because what I do here is not just product reviews, and this is a very rare occurrence that I do product reviews. However, I do like to do them for companies and products that I really do like and enjoy. But you might be able to tell behind me is a 24-foot by 8-foot tiny house on a trailer. I am building that right now. I have done a few vans in my day, and I'm also a builder, woodworker, just somebody that literally has a lot of fun and passion building and doing some fun things with epoxy woodworking, reclaimed pallet furniture, or taking an old RV and fixing it up and making it look pretty, or building out a brand new van, or building a tiny house. Whatever it is, I try to do a whole bunch of different stuff here. Today's video is about the EcoFlow, brand new EcoFlow Delta 2. Now listen, I've done power stations before. I've showed power stations on my channel before. However, I have been begging on my channel and to my friends that these power stations go back to where they came from, which is the small portable power stations. That's what they're intended to do. They're portable power stations. Why I like EcoFlow so much and why this video is sponsored by them and why I have partnered up with them for numerous products, not just this, but this as well and other things moving forward. Why am I excited to work with them? Because EcoFlow did it right. They are the leader when it comes to portable power stations. They took their company and they made it and they diversified it into different areas. They've got the big units that we all love, and they have an air conditioning unit now. They also are making all-in-one units for like van builds and things like that I eventually will get my hands on. And now they're coming back to where I feel like their roots are, because they have the Delta series, they have the Rivers, they have other series that are smaller, more portable for us. The Delta 2 is way more versatile in regards to traveling and just lightweight, and I believe it's only 27 pounds. But what EcoFlow did a little bit differently for the Delta 2 was they made the batteries expandable, which is this right here. So now it's not just the 1 kilowatt or 1,000 watt hours. So now this is not just a 1 kilowatt or 1,000 watt hours. You can now go all the way up to 3,000 watt hours or 3 kilowatts of power. This is a necessity when it comes to an extra appliance in your house. Well, how can it be an accessory? How can it be an added accessory? Why would you need something like this? Well, I'm gonna get into that as we go on here, but I do wanna kind of go over its features and what it can and cannot do, and then I'll talk about why I like it as much as I do. Now, just like all their other power stations, they obviously have the ports for the USBs, the USB-Cs, the 12-volt port. They've got the beautiful 6 AC output ports. They've got all that stuff. That is all pretty standard, although the 6 outputs in AC, that's actually really good. I actually like that a lot. What's really special about the AC output is that you don't typically see this in a smaller power station like we've got here, which is an 1800 watt inverter. 1800 watt. Why is 1800 watts important, especially in the space that I come from, which is like the VanLife space, the tiny living space? Why is that number important? Our biggest power drawers in a van or in just mobile living, whether it's car camping or anything of that nature, is actually right around 1800 watts, which is an induction cooktop. So technically I can run an induction off of this. I don't have one here to run. I've got some other toys that we can play with because I'm in my shop right now, but there are other home appliances that you can run very easily. What I also love about the the 1800 watts. The whole point of an inverter is so you can run multiple things at once. So if I want to run the vacuum cleaner and another appliance, like let's say I want to make coffee at the same time. I don't know why I'd be vacuuming and making coffee at the same time, but if I wanted to do that, I actually could, because of the size of the inverter in this little thing right here. It's crazy to me that they fit an 1800 watt inverter in just this little contraption. Now with that power of 1800 watts and 1000 watt hours, you might drain the battery if you're, running an Instapot and vacuuming and doing a bunch of other things at once just off of this little station. But the beauty to this right here and the beauty to the EcoFlow products is their fast charging capabilities. This can charge from 0 to 80%, 0% to 80% in 50 minutes. That's under an hour you can charge this off of a wall outlet. You can go from 0 to 100% in 90 minutes. So an hour and a half, you have a completely dead battery to completely full battery. The other beautiful thing about the EcoFlow Delta 2 is the solar input that you can do, which I don't see a lot of other power stations that have that capability, that you can put up to 500 watts into this thing. That means the solar charge controller can handle at least 500 watts. That's an absurd amount for just a little power station. Maybe absurd is not really the word that I'm trying to say, but more like impressive. It is very impressive that this can run a 500 watt solar panel, or multiple solar panels adding up to 500 watts. Now, I don't have any solar panels here, but they obviously have them available on their website. And they do say that it can charge this battery, the Delta 2, in 3 to 6 hours. Now, why is the weird range of time frame in there? The 3 to 6 hours is because it's dependent on where you are on the planet, pretty much, in the angle of the sun, because that's how solar works, everybody. But what is inside the EcoFlow Delta 2? The Delta 2 has some of the best batteries on the market, which is the LFP batteries. It's a type of lithium battery that they use the LFP initials for. But what is impressive about the Delta 2 is the cycle life. It has 3,000 cycle life. That means you can discharge it and then recharge it 3,000 times. The best analogy I can give here is you all have like cell phones, right? And you all know that charging your cell phone like every single night before you go to bed or whatever, that battery does wear over time, and you have to go up and upgrade your new phone, whether it's a year long, every 2 years, 3 years, 4, whatever it is. And that's because your battery in your phone, the cycle lives run out and it dies a lot quicker. But with the EcoFlow, you got a 3,000 cycle life battery, which is roughly 10 years. And before I get into the coolest feature about the Delta 2, is my favorite feature, I should say. Another way to charge it is using your car charger or a 12-volt charger in your car. Why is that so nice? Because if you're out there going camping, if you're car camping, or I'm getting into more car camping with all the traveling that I'm doing, going to all these shows and festivals, I'd like to have this to charge up this so I can use it at night. And if I'm driving for a 10-hour day, 8-hour day, 12-hour day, I'm just trying to get from point A to point B. I don't have time to pull over and solar charge this. I don't have time to pull over and stop at a coffee shop and plug it into a wall there and charge it up. I don't have time to do that. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get to my location. Well, I can charge it using this, get to my destination, and maybe I can set up my car camping spot where I can use my laptop now. I can cook food, because I only like cooking with electric. I don't like cooking with propane. I don't like having propane tanks. I don't like doing all that kind of stuff. I'd rather cook with a hot plate or an induction or an Instapot. All of those things you can cook with this. I like making my coffee. I like having a coffee grinder. I like having an electric coffee grinder. I like doing those things, and this can make it easier for me while I'm out camping. Or even better, this is an in case of emergency at home. I'm building a tiny house right here. I've got it, there it is. If I don't want to use grid power, even though that's not gonna be hooked up to grid, but if I don't wanna use grid power, if I run out of power in there, I can use this as an emergency backup, just like anybody that has a home can also use this as an emergency backup. What if you have a bunch of stuff in your refrigerator that you can't go bad? You can plug your refrigerator into this and it'll last you until the power can come back on, or you can charge it with another battery on top of this one, and then you can go out and actually charge them off of solar power as well. What about the really hot days that you have, that your air conditioning goes out in your house. Well, boom, you can now take this, you can run your refrigerator, you can have maybe another one, you can run your EcoFlow Wave. This is my point. This is a one-stop shop and I love it. Okay, let's get to some fun stuff and actually show what this thing can do. This is the wall charger. I'm gonna throw it over here because we don't really need that. And we don't also need the car charger. That's over there as well. Please, when you do get your Delta 2 and your extended battery, please read the owner manuals. They have a lot of good information in here that you may want to look at. This cable is for the Wave, which we're gonna hold on to in a second, but let's just see if I wanna run a vacuum. By the way, I have not tested any of this. I should have tested this before the video started rolling, but I thought, hey, what better for camera if something actually fails? So let's turn it on by a simple button here in the back. All the ports are all done by a push button, so everything has its own button to it. Whether it's an AC port or whether it's a 12-volt port or the DC ports, anything like that, it all has its own power. So I turned on the AC port, plugged right now into my vacuum, my shop vac, which is kind of massive. It says it runs at a peak of 6 horsepower, so let's see if it works. Probably shouldn't have done that. Whoops. As you guys can see, it's sucking pretty good. And as I'm running it, I'm just gonna continue running it. I'll try to talk a little loud so you guys can hear me. And I'll get some footage with my phone here. We're at 94%. I got 31 minutes remaining. And it says I'm running at 1400 watt output. I also did say that I was going to talk about my favorite feature, which I didn't bring up. But my favorite feature is the Bluetooth connectability. So now I can run this and I can run the other EcoFlow products all via Bluetooth, which is crazy to me. I'll pull it up on my phone right now and I will screen record it and I'll put it up in the corner for everybody to see. And I'll actually turn this back on so you guys will be able to see the screen recording of the Bluetooth capabilities of it. So as you guys can see, I've got available time remaining. It's going back and forth. The AC wattage is 0. As you can see in the solar input is also obviously 0 as well. Obviously, and if it was plugged in, the solar, it would say numbers. So let's turn this on and let's see what happens via Bluetooth. It's the same exact as what the screen was showing a minute ago, right? About 30 minutes if I kept on running this for 30 minutes straight, okay? Again, this has an 1800 watt inverter, so I've got 400 watts left over that I could technically use if I wanted to. Okay, demonstration 1 is done with the vacuum. Let's put that aside. We're gonna move the EcoFlow over here, boom, boom. And why did I bring up the fact that I am in a shop? Well, simply because I like to run a lot of tools. I like to run a lot of equipment. Well, enter the Delta 2. And the portability factor of the Delta 2. As I am building the tiny house, and yes, I probably use a lot of cordless tools, that's obvious, but there are some tools that are not cordless. Heat gun. Other tools that I might need inside of the tiny house that I don't maybe want to run an extension cord. Maybe you want to build a van on site. Maybe you want to help out a friend in the middle of a parking lot, in the middle of nowhere, and you don't have enough power. Well, boom, enter something like this where you can do that and you can have it handy in your car. Yeah, that runs. That runs, everybody. So I got up to about 800 watts, which is totally normal, right, for a chop saw or miter saw. Okay, now for the fun stuff. Now we're gonna get into some nitty gritty stuff. Here we go. I've got the extended battery, right? We're going to unplug the miter saw. We are now going to show you, hopefully this works. I have no idea if it's going to. I'm gonna move this back just a little bit. Oh. May I just add the wonderful design of the Delta 2 and the extended battery, as you just saw. I just simply stacked this right on top of one another, and now I've got 2 kilowatt batteries instead of just one. What is really nice about the extended battery is a little compartment for the cable that I do need. So right now, this is recharging this. So it's saying that it's gonna take 2 hours for it to recharge itself. I dropped it down to 91% and it's actually charging this as it goes. I've got an extra 20 some odd hours, 30 hours it looks like in that screen right there. This is at 99%. Eventually it'll get down to the point where this is fully charged and we don't need to draw power from this anymore. This heat gun, and we are gonna put this on level 1, and I'll also put a phone recording in there as well so you guys can maybe see that. So now let's move over to the other EcoFlow product, which is actually really cool, which is the Wave, which I just did a video on. But I also did talk about how the Wave can be powered off of the EcoFlow batteries. So we're gonna actually unplug the extended battery. And by the way, you guys may have just seen me take off the smart battery and put it down. This is like I was talking about how this is 27 pounds. Because this has more stuff in it, like a charge controller and an inverter and stuff like that, it weighs a little bit more. The weight of the smart battery is 21 pounds. So a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to kind of maneuver around. We're gonna plug in the Wave into its port down here and then plug it on into that. Now the Wave now has power. And I am gonna stay nice and cool on this very humid day that we've got going on here. Compressor just kicked on. I wanna see what the wattage is now for this. I've already done a video on the EcoFlow Wave, which is the air conditioning unit, but my goodness, it is under 200 watts of power that this is drawing right now. That is insane to me. That is so good that it'll run for about 5.3, 5.5 hours. So about 5 to 5.5 hours that this Wave will run off of a slightly used Delta 2. All right, let's power everything down here. Needless to say, I am super impressed with the EcoFlow Delta 2. I partnered up with EcoFlow many years ago, and I'm excited to kind of partner up with them again, which is what we're doing now. I'm excited to actually have these products. And before, with the other products that I had from other companies, I gave them away to all my friends. I'm keeping these for myself because I truly do like and want to enjoy these products. Not only that, the name EcoFlow, it's right there in their name. They're very eco-conscious when making their products. That's all I got for you guys today, but I hope that you enjoyed the little bit that I was able to share about the Delta 2. Guys, if you want your own EcoFlow Delta 2, brand new, just came out, launched September of 2022. If you want it, click the link below. Get yours today. Get other EcoFlow products. They all talk to each other. They're all Bluetooth, which is crazy to me and I love so much. If there are any discounts, they will be listed with the link and for how long it is good for. So please click the link and make sure that you get your discount and get your EcoFlow Delta 2 today. We will see you guys soon, hopefully with some new products. Lastly, comment below what you would like me to review with the EcoFlow line. They have some amazing products out there that I really want to test out more of. So please, if you go to their website and you see something you're like, you know what, I don't know about this, I want Jared to take a look at it, comment that below and I will for sure get my hands on it so I can test it out for all of you. Thank you to EcoFlow for sponsoring this video, and please go like and subscribe to the videos because I am building this tiny house behind me and you guys do not want to miss an episode of a DIY full-on tiny house build. We'll see you guys next time. Later!
If I can make it, if I try to drive the rain,